This week, Call of Duty dropped a bombshell that we all kinda knew was coming, like the eventual cancellation of anything fun due to the coronavirus. Oops, can't say that word or else I can't collect the 12 cents that YouTube will eventually pay me for ads on this video. But I do have to say that unlike Blackout, which felt like PUBG with Black Ops 4 assets, not surprising given the influence on the developers, Warzone actually feels like a Call of Duty games' Battle Royale mode. It's fast-paced, action-packed, fun, exciting, and the game keeps moving during even what should be lull periods in normal Battle Royale affairs, and it's got a few new ideas up its sleeve that differentiate it from other current offerings of the most replicated game genre design after the hero shooter craze. For me, Warzone Salvages Modern Warfare as the Battle Royale mode isn't reminiscent of the campy, sluggish, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious multiplayer mode with its over-designed, awful maps. In a move that surprised even the most cynical of people, that would be myself, unlike what DICE decided with its Battle Royale mode Firestorm that also launched in March, months after the initial pre-holiday release of Battlefield 5, Activision and Infinity Ward took a different approach with having the mode be a free-to-play add-on for the Modern Warfare title, which I know is just part of a marketing ploy to get people to buy the rest of the game since Warzone is so enjoyable. People might figure, hey, the rest of the game is this good too, right? But when your competition is Fortnite and Apex Legends, you have to have no price point barrier of entry. Also adding in cross-platform play with not having to shell out money for the experience means that Warzone will be kept populated even after its life cycle, which, given the fact that it's now March and the next Call of Duty game is probably less than 9 months away, is even more crucial, and unlike other Call of Duty offerings that have gotten the out-of-life cycle treatment even when it's the fucking current game. Black Ops 4. Blackout. Oh shit, I shouldn't cough in the video. People will think I have coronavirus. Anyway, so what makes Warzone so different than Blackout and other Battle Royale games? The pacing of the game feels like a Call of Duty experience, where it seems that there is always something going on for you to do, and the game forces groups of players together for engagements in various ways. Having contracts like a bounty placed on another squad, or forcing a team to hold down an objective that will alert any nearby group keeps the action going. The money system as a reward for certain contracts, which can also be found in crates, making the mid-game not drag since you're always looking for cash, even with a fully decked loadout or moolah dropped from eliminated hostiles, can be used at buying stations, kind of like in Radical Heights, but they're not single use in this particular game, and having these locations is also a hotspot for activity. Being able to buy items like kill streaks, which is iconic to Call of Duty, and the loadout care package marker, which also drop at random intervals if you don't have the cash for it, are again more places of interest that could result in skirmishes. The loadouts are the only way to give your character perks, and since you can customize the loadout that comes out of the drop, you can make the exact kit that you want to use, with the most popular being an assault rifle with a hybrid scope and a sniper with a thermal scope for the time being. We'll have to see if that meta eventually changes. Aside from kill streaks and loadouts, you can also purchase a respawn for one of your fallen teammates, which also makes it feel like there's even more than the 150 players at the start of a match, since you're bound to have multiple lives throughout the course of a round, and that also means more kills can be racked up. However, before being bought in, first you do get an opportunity with the Gulag feature of having a 1v1 when you're eliminated, with the reward for winning being a free respawn instead of having your teammates needing to buy you back into the match, which is a genius idea. Even something as subtle as how detailed the map and mini-map are also forces a lot of action, since vehicles are constantly on the HUD as if they were tagged by a recon drone, the ability to purchase UAV sweeps in order to reveal players on the map, and the fact that gunfire not only shows up on the compass, but the mini-map as well, leads to more gunfights and engagements. Why the fuck can't they do this in the regular multiplayer like every single other Call of Duty game does? You see how it works in the Battle Royale mode, you fucking idiots at Infinity Ward? Anyways, the map itself contains some of the other maps from the current game within the giant Battle Royale mode, similar to how Blackout had some of the past Treyarch maps contained within its giant terrain. Unlike the Blackout map, however, there don't seem to be as many wide open spaces that are just littered with foliage, trees, and shrubbery, but many different types of assets that allow for multiple types of engagements. There are areas where there are plain fuselages like a junkyard to fight through, some where there are crates, tents, and streets that you could fight over, and still others where there are many two-story houses that you'll find people fighting from within each of them. Because of the aforementioned showing up on the minimap and compass when you fire a weapon, you have to be careful to pick your battles because you don't want to give away your position so easily, but since you do show up on the minimap when you fire, I don't really run into building campers because you mostly know where people are. The Terabad map designs in multiplayer actually lend well to a Battle Royale mode because it's not a symmetrical mess where everybody has the same chances during engagements. Positioning actually matters here. The time to kill in multiplayer feels super quick and sometimes insta-death, but in this mode it's much better because of the armor. However, it doesn't feel spongy like in Blackout or Apex Legends, where one gets PTSD from hearing the word dink uttered aloud. The developers also took the time to have indicators for things like breaking armor and downing players, such that information is relayed to both the shooter and the victim. Having the health manually regen like in the multiplayer mode, with just having armor plates like in Firestorm being the only form of additional protection, is yet another smart design decision, because you're not going to be constantly peeking and then going back into cover just to heal up. You'll finish an engagement first, then restock on armor later. Of course, not everything is perfect with this mode, as I really hate the down but not out sequence. The crawling animations are just weird and janky, the red flashing screen is annoying as shit, and players thirst downs really easily because you never know if a player has a self-revive upgrade, as well as it being very quick to just eliminate them once you have downed them. Maybe taking a page out of Apex Legends' book, if there's a purchasable riot shield item similar to the knockdown shield that you could use only when you're in the down but not out state, will help alleviate this issue. But then again, there are so many different ways that you could be brought back into the game, whether it's winning your gulag match or having a teammate buy you back, that it's really not a huge deal. It's just more annoying than anything when people will focus on your downed player instead of actually taking the engagement with people that could fucking shoot back. Although you can customize a loadout to pick up from the care package drops, you must have unlocked the attachment and or weapon in multiplayer before you could pick it up on your class, which I feel is fucking idiotic. This means that dipshit McFuckpants that has only been using the M4A1 since launch because it's somehow still the best weapon in the game, and as it leveled up to a fucking billion or whatever, can put any attachment on it, but someone like me, whose highest weapon level is like in the 30s, is forced to run an objectively inferior kit in a Battle Royale mode where one of the defining characteristics of said genre is the playing field should be leveled for all players when you drop in terms of loot. Don't get me wrong, I think it's great that I get to level up weapons for use in multiplayer by playing Warzone, but your weapon loadout shouldn't be restricted based on your progression. I should be able to use any weapon and put any attachment on it for my loadout in Warzone. Even though you can get your own custom weapon just the way you like it with the caveat I just explained, the rest of the weapons from the ground are blueprint types, meaning that you can't change your attachments or customize your weapon from other loot that's scattered around the game. I get it, it's easier for consoles to do it this way due to their inferior input device, and let's be honest, the plebs are what makes up the majority of the player population here. But being able to loot red dot sights, muzzles, grips, and others off the ground would make the customization even better. But of course, having to fiddle with all that shit with a controller is not my idea of fun. There's also a special fuck you to claymores and other set it and forget it equipment that should be nowhere near a Battle Royale mode. Since you don't have the backpack loadout system, there are similar issues to Firestorm, where going to loot a player that you just killed is too condensed, with their loot almost on top of one another and needs to be spread out more. Plus, some quality of life features like auto pickup for ammo and items that can fill empty slots like in Fortnite would be appreciated. When I run over a tactical grenade and I don't have one currently, I'd like to be able to automatically just pick that up and put it into my inventory. I mean, it does say beta in the corner of the splash screen, even though none of the promo materials indicate so, but at least they're being honest about the state of the game, given the matchmaking issues with the starting player count on day one being hotfixed in yesterday. Also, is it necessary to have trios in this game mode? I get that you want this mode to be a team endeavor with things like the ping system and the ability to buy a respawn for an ally, but it doesn't seem like there's a design rationale why there can't be solos or duos or even a 4 or more squad mode too. I get why Apex Legends has it for a team of 3 only, since there are different characters with different abilities that can play off one another and synergize, but that's not the case in Warzone. You don't have special character abilities. However, Infinity Ward has already confirmed that different team sizes are coming soon, so this is just a minor gripe for now. So now I'm going to turn it over to you guys and girls in the comments section. What do you think of Warzone? For me, it's the only way that I'll enjoy playing Modern Warfare after the shit show that is the multiplayer, but again, just like last year's Call of Duty, you could clearly tell where most of the development resources went into, given how bad the maps work in multiplayer, but those very same ones seem to fit fine in the Battle Royale mode. Some of the bad design decisions from the multiplayer part of the game, like the super quick time to kill, the drab color palette where everything blends into one another and leads to camping, not having the minimap behave like in every other Call of Duty game, the awful map layouts, they've all been eliminated from the Battle Royale portion of the game, much like how the DLC for Call of Duty Ghosts played almost nothing like like the vanilla part of the game. So yeah, this game really is Ghost 2, just in case you weren't convinced before, even down to the trajectory of the add-on content post-launch, after making the same fucking mistakes now that they did then. Developers ever fucking learn from what they do? Jesus Christ, I thought this 3-dev Monty scheme was supposed to eliminate these fucking problems. Let me know what you think down below. I've been DoshLaunch27, out like the NBA season. Until next time.